Hello, everybody. My name is Sasha. I'm the game master of this channel, and today I wanted to go over how my character sheets work. Character shirts. Anyways, so uh, to start off, this is the summary page, and this has all the basic information like the player name, the character name, aliases, class breakdown, levels, racial adjustments. The racial traits get put onto a different page. I'll explain that later. Alignment, religion, so what god you follow, and I use an expanded god list, so it's not just the Pathfinder pantheon, but also the most of the D&D pantheon too, as well as a few extras. Then the basic information and the languages. And by the way, this is designed to take up only half the screen, so this half right over here will always be blank, because whenever I play with it like this, where it takes up half the screen. Anyways, next is the alignment page. So basically the way my alignment system works is certain actions can change your alignment, but it's a slow, gradual process. But eventually, so if you start off chaotic good like this character does, then if you perform a lawful action, then you get slightly more lawful until eventually you reach actually neutral good. And then eventually you can reach lawful good. And then, of course, chaotic actions will bring you back until eventually you're back to where you were before. And so as you can see, you start off in the middle. So there's always room for you to get more and more chaotic good. Though, of course, at a certain point, you reach the maximum or the peak potential for that alignment. And then it just makes it harder for you to change alignments if you do other actions. But don't worry, alignment shifting isn't something that happens very frequently, and it has to usually involve an extreme action. Anyways, combat statistics. At the top, you've got your armor class and your armor breakdown. And then you've got your hit points, which I only keep track of the maximum here. I keep track of the current on a different sheet whenever I play. Got initiative, got character speed, and any notes that I need for the character. So like if they had a fly speed, it would go here and whatnot. The ability scores go here with the ability modifiers here. If you take ability damage, it gets marked off here, and if you take ability drain, it gets marked off here with the modified total here, with the modified modifier here. Anyways, this is where your your carrying capacity strength score goes. So if you have something that increases the amount of if you had an item that made it to where you're treated as having 2 more points of strength for the purposes of carrying capacity, you would just change it here. And it automatically updates what your max load is. So if I don't know, cast bull strength on myself and got 19 strength, I would now have a 350 max capacity. Anyways, base attack bonus goes here, combat maneuver bonus, and combat maneuver defense with the special modifiers here. So if I had improved grapple or improved trip, I would get a +4 to grapple or trip, and I would mark that here. This is where your attack rolls go. So it has the name of the attack roll itself, damage, critical range, critical multiplier, the range of the weapon, the ammunition remaining if relevant, and any notes. So like if it was a keen rapier, I would write keen there. And I have space for multiple attacks, so in case you carry multiple weapons or you have like natural attacks or whatnot, you could put them there. The inventory is one of my pride and joys about this sheet. you have your equipment slots, main hand, offhand, armor, shield, headband, so on and so forth. This is the weight column. So, for instance, my chain shirt weighs 25 pounds, so I put it there. And then when it says pouch, that means on your person. And if it says BOH, or bag of holding, it means in a bag of holding. And I have enough slots for you to keep track of up to 4 bags of holding that you have. Anything beyond 4 bags of holding, and you would have to modify it by hand. But basically, if you were to have, say, a type 1 and a type 3 bag of holding, you would have a total of 1,250 carrying capacity for your bag of holding. And if you were to, say, have 500 pounds of soap for whatever reason, you can see that it automatically keeps track of how much is in your bag of holding and how much you can hold. And it does the same thing for your pouch weight, but instead of keeping track of it on this sheet, it keeps track of it here in the current encumbrance slot. And then the category just tells you how encumbered you are. So if you're in a light encumbrance, medium encumbrance, heavy encumbrance, or over encumbered, it just tells you. It doesn't tell you what the penalties are, so you have to do that by hand, but it at least tells you what category you're in. This is the skills. So it is pretty basic. This column is for your modifier, and it's automatically updated based on these modifiers here. And then you put your ranks in here, and it tallies up how many ranks you've spent, and this slot is for how many ranks you have. Miscellaneous bonuses go here, and you can write notes on it in order to tell what the bonus is from. So, like, for instance, I get a +1 for knowledge nature for some reason. I don't remember why, but I could write a note as to why, and then I would always have that. Magic goes here. Oh, by the way, armor check penalty here, and class bonus goes here. So if it's a class skill, it gets marked with an X, and if it has a rank in it, it automatically adds 3. Yeah. And then here's the magic page. If you're a cleric or you have domains for some other reason, the domains go here, and there's enough room that you can write in the powers either a summary, or you can just copy paste and then just change the size of the thing. And then specialty schools, prohibited schools for wizards, specialty disciplines and prohibited disciplines for scions, but I don't currently use scions in my game, so I don't know why I still have that in my character sheet, but anyways. Your channel stuff goes here with the strength of the channel, saving throw, how many you get per day, and how many you have remaining. And then here is, like, if you're an arcane caster, you can just mark off that. So if I multi-classed into cleric, I would have 2 yeses, so on and so forth. And then here I have the bulk of the magic page in terms of importance. Your spells known, how many spells per day you get, how many you have remaining, and your DC. And this is important to note. It's based on the assumption that you have spell slots, which in my games, everyone has spell slots, rather than, there's no really prepared casters and there's no spontaneous casters. They're all a mix of the two. And the way that works is you have a number of spells you can prepare equal to your spell slots or your spells known, whichever is lower. And you can spontaneously cast any spell you've prepared for the day. just like an Arcanist, if you understand how the Arcanist works. But in my system, everybody gets that ability, that spellcasting trait or whatever. But the only exception to that is people who use extracts, like alchemists and investigators. They operate just like normal, so you would have to write down, like, I prepared to cure moderate wounds. So if I prepared 2, I would have to write it down here, and then I could, like, delete them as I use them, that sort of thing. And then this section is for which spells you've prepared. See, my character has Shocking Grasp and Corrosive Touch prepared. And then this section down here is for your known spells. So he knows all 5 of these, but only prepared 2, because he only has 2 spell slots. And with cantrips, unless your class says you have a limited number of cantrips known, I just give you every cantrip. So as you can see, they have that. And since cantrips are infinite use, you can prepare every single one of them. It just makes it a little more powerful and a little more fun, in my opinion. And then special abilities. This is just essentially a blank slate page where you can fill in whatever you need to fill in. So traits, racial abilities, this is where they belong. Class abilities, and if the class ability or racial ability has a limited number of times per day, I put it at the end. And as always, you can just increase it or decrease the size as needed. Then feats go here. And as you can see, my character, despite being level 1, has 2 feats. That's because I have a house rule that just recently got voted in that characters start off with 1 bonus feat for free, just like a human. And then humans get their normal bonus feat plus 1 extra general feat. And so you'll see that each of my characters has 2 feats, despite none of them being human. And then, of course, favorite class goes here. So if you're a half-elf, you get 2, but that doesn't really matter for this campaign. Anyways, so this is my character sheet. I just wanted to share it with you guys and show how it works and see what you think. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video.